Hey guys, Brooke and Laura here. Happy New Year and welcome back to Lawyering Outside the Lines. We took a little R&R and I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays. Our Lawyering Outside the Lines live show, when we were preparing for this, I realized that we have just hit our 2-year anniversary. So if you've been following us for a while, then you know here on the show, we talk a lot about mindset and how some simple shifts can help you to kind of level up in your law practice and also trickle down into your life. So everything essentially starts with you, and that's why we wanted to start out the year talking about mindset, because it is essential to how we keep sane, especially last year, and also how you can keep sane. So what you say and what you believe are really important. And we don't want to talk about resolutions. Laura and I don't necessarily make resolutions. We're going to talk about intentions, because for me, resolutions kind of feel like chores and another to do. And if you don't get there, that you failed, or if you slip up, that you failed. But intentions actually give you clarity and focus. So that's kind of what we want to talk about today. And how do you exactly set those intentions? We actually do a few things. So I'll let Laura take it.
The first thing that we do is we create a mantra, and Brooke and I have our own individual goals, but we also like to approach planning for MyVirtual.Lawyer in the same way. So we have a business focused mantra along with our personal ones. We started setting our business mantras in 2019. 2018 was my first full year with Brooke, and it was the year that the For Attorneys part of MyVirtual.Lawyer was born, and it was a crazy year. Pretty much 2018 was. So our intention that we set in 2019 was to be intentional. That helped us really stay focused and help to constantly remind us to choose our thoughts and actions intentionally instead of what we were doing in 2018, which was reacting to things. As a result, we consistently generated the income that we set out for ourselves, and we better developed our services. We also both made a concerted effort to take care of ourselves personally too. I started to walk more regularly. I had gotten into a really bad habits when I moved back to Arkansas, just eating and not working out like I had been for 10 plus years. And Brooke created the habit of getting up early to go to the gym. We treated ourselves to things like upgraded hotel rooms, or when we were allowed to travel, or a fancy meal. To celebrate something, whether it was just that we had a good day or whatever it might be, because we knew that the more we released, the more we received. That's about people, about money, about opportunities. That's a very important thing, is to put it out there so that you get it back.
I miss those days.
I know. I want to travel again. I've been struggling. I've already been making plans. As soon as I get vaccinated, I've already started making plans for going to visit friends and just getting the heck out of. It's the longest I haven't been on a plane in my entire adult life, pretty much. So we also started, taking weekends off as much as we possibly could. That's a huge bad habit that I think a lot of attorneys have, is just working all the time. So we started, and especially for us, because we're virtual, and so we're always working from home anyway, we started really a concerted effort of taking weekends off as much as we could. Our mantra for 2020 last year was less is more. So we moved into the idea of, we had thrown all these things out there into the world, and we were just a little bit overwhelmed. So we started paring down our technology to the most beneficial and efficient offerings. We started simplifying our services that we offered to our clients and our internal structure just in general. We went through several iterations of our attorney offerings, including launching our course, How to Build a Virtual Law Firm, which was able to assist more attorneys in the cost-effective and time-efficient way of how to be a virtual attorney. This year, we've set the intention to work towards doing the things that we love. We're evaluating our offerings to see where we need to be involved, what can be more automated, and what isn't giving us the ROI or the good feelings about, there's no point in doing the work, owning your own business, if you are not happy with what you're doing. So we're also working to set boundaries for ourselves and push those boundaries to our clients so that expectations are clear and we can serve people while still feeding our own souls.
Right. And so in order to get there, you really need to be still and reflect on what is most important to you. So we spend a lot of time thinking about these things, not necessarily like, okay, here's what we're doing. We know why we're doing it, and why that intention is set. So this past year, I wanted to go all Eat, Pray, Love, like the movie. After my divorce, I got divorced early last year, before the pandemic hit. So instead, I just got to enjoy Julia Roberts' journey and watch the movie. So if you know the movie, you're going to remember the scene where she is in India, which again, I did not get to go to in 2020, and she's trying to meditate. So that is me. My mind will not shut up when I'm trying to, think. I can't just tell myself, be quiet and, be still and no, whatever. I can't do that. So one of the guys on the show said, go sit outside and stop thinking. So let it go. It's all about being present in the moment, which is super important, but it's very, very hard. So I realized last year that, I'm not going to be taking this big journey of self-discovery and a trip to India, but, my reflection time and the methods that I use may actually look different than other people. So for me, if I need a distraction, and I know this is true for Laura, I watch some trash TV. So like if I just need to be distracted, if I need to turn my brain off, that is where I go. If I need to be still, I sketch. So I've gotten back to, I used to draw a lot, so I'll sketch. So that's what it looks like for me. And if I want to be creative, I go take a shower. I know that sounds super weird, but that is what I do. Seriously, all of my ideas show up in there. And so I try to remember them, and I immediately write them down after, or call Laura maybe after I've gotten dressed and tell her about them. So for Christmas, my friend even gifted me a shower notepad because she knows that's how I function. So I actually have a waterproof notepad in my shower now. So it's going to look different for everyone, and accepting that really helped me, because I thought, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to shut my brain up, but there are some things I can do depending on what I'm needing to do, to be still, to reflect, to turn my mind off, whatever. So how can you work toward what you want when you can't clearly focus on what they are? I mean, you cannot put it out there that, you expect these things to come to you, or even expect those things to come to you, if you are unclear on what it is you need or want. So you need to ask yourself, what brings you joy, like Laura was talking about a minute ago. We really are evaluating that not only in our personal life, but in business. It's not necessarily, this is the way it is, it has to be this way. What excites you? You can build things around that. What are you passionate about? What purpose do you want to serve? And you don't actually have to know. I know I had kind of a meltdown mid-career. I say that mid-career, I'm only like 10 years in, but mid-career, 5 years in. I was like, I don't know if this is what I want to do. And I took some time back, and I spent the whole entire time just, what do I do? What's my purpose? I got to find my purpose. And, if you're doing that, you are really stressed out and you feel like you're not doing things. But if you stop doing that and start focusing on serving a purpose, trying things, through that process, your purpose is actually going to find you, which is kind of how we landed where we are. And then you can build around those things. So you focus on creating more of a holistic lifestyle. And Laura and I refer to MyVirtual.Lawyer as a lifestyle law firm, because we've created something that serves us with the purpose of better serving others. So it's very mutually beneficial. Also, you want to think big and you want to think small. So you don't have to reinvent the law firm model. We did a little bit because we didn't have much to go off of, but we did take things from other people and we took small actionable steps. So for instance, maybe you're wanting to help people divorce more amicably. Obviously, that's what we do. So you can limit the scope of your practice and push toward that, or you can even consider incorporating collaborative law into your existing practice. Maybe you want to spend less time explaining different estate planning documents to people, but you can create a video library with short videos about each document, or create a blog, from your video about it. So that way that you can explain it to clients without having to constantly be in the stuff that you want to do, or constantly in interaction or communication with the client, and it clarifies things as well.
Exactly. And the last thing we'll kind of talk about is making a list of your goals and desires. This is one of those things where Brooke and I are both very list-driven people. I am a very visual person. I'm not great at the auditory memory and figuring things out. So breaking that list down into manageable bites is really important. So you could do things like write down 3 goals or tasks that you want to accomplish each week at the beginning of the week, whether that's Sunday or Monday for you. I personally have decided one of my intentions for this year was to write down the tasks that I really wanted to complete each day at the beginning of the day, just so I knew that there was something that I could check off my list. Along with that broader, list of goals and tasks that you want to complete each week, I've broken it down even further and said, okay, today I'm going to work through at least 20 things on on our books or something like that. So that's a big thing, is to make it manageable so that you're not so overwhelmed with the entire huge thing. Also, a good thing to think about is to use a gratitude journal or whatever system works best for you to create a habit of listing your desires and reflecting on them daily. Make sure to reflect on those things that on a regular basis that will help you move forward towards those desires, and also set out the intentional steps to achieve them. Focusing on what you desire and not what you fear or lack is really important, and you'll start seeing more of the things that you desire come into your life. If we work from a place of fear, then that's kind of where we're going to live. But if we work towards a place of this is what I want and focusing on that, then you'll be surprised at how much your mindset can change there. Another thing that we do is share our goals and desires with someone. It's great to have the accountability and encouragement from someone else. We not only share with each other because we're our business partners and we're friends, but we also both participate in mastermind groups with other women doing the same kind of mindset work, who are working to level up their own businesses, whether that is, they're in a profession where they own their own business, or they want to achieve goals in a career where they work for somebody else. It's really helpful to have those accountability partners and people to bounce ideas off of, especially if they're not really lawyers. It helps to have people kind of outside of your industry to give you perspective on what others might think, especially like when Brooke and I are trying to work out some kind of offering for our potential clients. It's very helpful to see what a potential client might see, as opposed to what we think they want, because lawyers are really bad at that. What do we think our clients want versus what do they actually want? So
yeah, I think that's very beneficial for us, not only, as a business. There are a lot of business benefits for surrounding yourself with people to help you be accountable and to also help you with ideas, but personally as well. So there's a lot of benefits to that. And Laura and I are both very independent, driven individuals on our own right. And, very much asking for help was always really a hard thing for me and for Laura. But we have found that benefit in both our personal and business lives to have a community and to have a network. And so I can't stress enough how important that is, to surround yourself with those people, because they can either grow you or block you. So it's really important who you have in your life, both for business and otherwise. But the big thing we hope that you take away from today is to focus on the doing, the intentional action, and not worry as much about how you're going to do that. Really set those intentions, be intentional about moving yourself to where you want to be. And when you encounter a difficulty, treat that more as a lesson. Laura and I need shirts or something, because we say pivot all the time. Like, that's our big thing. And because we pivot all over the place all the time, not just 2020. We are leaders, but not in a chaotic way, in a very intentional way, based on, what's happening, the flow, because we really want to make sure that we are, delivering the best services for our clients, helping attorneys in the best ways possible, and also helping ourselves. So as part of that, you really have to trust and follow your intuition, which also can be hard because we will talk ourselves out of our intuition. So really pay attention to that. And you can't always alter external influences. We're not magic, but those circumstances may still exist. But if you choose your own thoughts, or you choose to, because it is a choice, to shift your perspective, then you can control yourself. You can control your reactions and inevitably, kind of determine what your life is going to look like. You'll be able to control that. So thanks so much for joining us today. We're happy to be back. Happy 2021. We're going to be here next week, same time, same day, Tuesday, the 12th, I believe, at 1 Eastern, 12 Central, 11 Mountain, and 10 Pacific. Thank you guys so much and have a great week.